Well, hello there, folks. I do hope you're all well. Okay, it's getting a bit late now in the northwest of England. It's Saturday, I think it's the 6th of July. It's now 4:45 in the evening. This is my last one of the day. It should be up about 7, 8 o'clock this evening, all being well. And all it is, folks, it's just an exercise I carried out last night. You may or may not have watched the recent series I've put out there. It was an 11-part series. It was featuring 13 different channels, and all 13 channels are channels that I watch on YouTube. I set up this YouTube website in April. Well, I set up in March of last year. April, I think we put our first video out, so we're 8-9 months old. And over the last week or so, well, last weekend as it turns out, there was a big kick-off in one of the resorts that I tend to visit, and that was in Tenerife. And the kick-off was between a couple of vloggers. Having said that, it's only been kicked on one side. One has been knocking another one, the other has responded to it, but not directly, and a few people have jumped on a bandwagon. And I've been interested in the kick-off because I know all the people behind the cameras, the various cameras, not to talk to, not as friends, I don't know them personally, but I've been interested because, as it turns out, the two channels that had been at war, if you like, were two of the 13 channels I was about to cover within this series. One of the channels I was actually going to cover the day after the kickoff, but I'd meant to do the review on his channel about a couple of days before the kickoff. Luckily, the kickoff came around and it gave me some more content to use. Not that I needed content, you'll see if you've seen the end of the series, I can talk for Africa and all without a script. I can talk and talk and talk. There's no worries on that score. But anyway, I did this 11-part series based on 13 channels. And for anybody that's watched it or that hasn't watched it, many of the channels are based in Tenerife. And the reason they are is, I've been to Tenerife 7 or 8 times in the last 10 or 15 years. It's a place I really love. The wife does too. And about 22 months ago, I seen one of the channels when I was looking for something else on YouTube, because I've never been a YouTube watcher really at that time. See a channel there to do with Tenerife that I really liked and started to watch it. Then watched a few more and it's mushroomed. And I know Tenerife has got this big vlogging YouTube culture. I don't know why, because no other place has it to the volume Tenerife does, but Tenerife is massive. There's probably about 8 or 9 other channels that I've not even covered. But of the 13 I've covered, the bulk of them are in Tenerife. Some I like more than others and some I know more than others. But what I've done a critique on each of the channels. When I say critique, I've given my view on it. I've let people know why I followed the channels and what I found interesting and not so. And I've let them know what bits and pieces I've took from various presenters that I would like to use to become myself, although many will say I'm nothing like any. My channel's different, as you can see, in that I work just from this studio, bedroom, who said bedroom? Studio, this studio, just me, myself, on my own, or on my bill, as my kids will say. Nothing special like the rest do, no graphics, no editing, no background music, nothing. It's just me talking to you. And as I say, I've done a video on all the channels. Some of them say they're very honest and they're more honest than most on YouTube. But I think I go to another level. I'm probably brutal in my honesty in that I just tell the truth. It'll get me in some kind of troubles because there's some of the channels I may have called and called heavily. There's some of the channels, there's a couple I've not called at all. I think they're absolutely brilliant. And there's other channels where, in part, I've said I'm not sure I agree with that and that, but I love all these things. And as I've said in the preamble to every single channel, the thing is, all these channels have hardened followers. They have people that really, really like them. And they just believe in the channel creators, the presenters, massively. And I get that. I've got some of that with my channel and I'm grateful. But I always say to the people on my channel, I'm not always right. I know I'm not always right. I'm certainly not perfect. And a lot of things I say you won't agree with, but there'll be some things I do. And I'm also different in my channel because I knock loads and loads of people outside YouTube channels. I knock loads of people. The reasons why you'll see my intro video, you'll see in past videos I've done in this series. But I'm also very effusive in praise to those that I feel deserve it. And as I said initially, if I'm talking of a channel, whichever it may be, in the series of 13 that I did, and I say 3 negative things about one channel or one person and 7 or 8 positives, the followers of that channel will just concentrate on the negatives and not look at the positives. For all the positives massively outweigh the negatives, because they love that presenter and that channel, they'll just say, you shouldn't be saying this, you shouldn't be saying that, you're crap compared to him or her. And in many respects, you might be right. Him or her might be a lot better than me in presenting, in talking, with the quality of the filming, the editing and everything else. That's as may be. But we're all different. But what I will say is, and something that makes me even different than the rest, what I do on here is I let anybody come on here and have an opinion, regardless of what it is, and they're allowed that opinion. I've never ever once yet taken down a bad comment or a nasty comment. I've never blocked anybody. Now I know some channels say the same. One of the channels in question, the channel that started this big hoo-ha the other day, he actually has seen a follow-up video he did yesterday. We're going to get into it in a moment. And he said, I don't block people, even if they don't agree with me, I'll let them have the comments on there. Unless they get abusive, then I take them down. Well, I don't even do that. If they want to be abusive, let them be abusive. People that follow you know that you're not that person that the abusive people say you are. And you tend to get your followers fighting for you against the abusive person anyway. But what I do with these abusive people, I just let them post comments as and when they want to. Because I know in the end, if I don't comment back, and I never do, I won't get rid of them. They'll get rid of themselves. They'll just get fed up. Because they're getting no light at all. They're getting nothing back out of being nasty. They're getting no response off me. I'm not commenting back. I'm not going to speak to them. They're getting nothing. I'm not going to ban them. Some of them like to be banned because they'll just come back in another farm under another profile. The person that I get most grief off, I think he's got 4 or 5 profiles anyway. I'm pretty sure he has. But let him get on with it. If that's what his life's about, just coming on people's channels and upsetting people, let him do it. He's done it on a few channels I know. They've all banned him. I'm not going to ban him. Let him carry on. No problem at all. No skin off my nose. Anyway, back to this. What I did a bit of research last night, and the reason was, for those that don't know it, and I'm sure you all know it by now, this is going to go in the series I've done. It was 11 videos over 13 channels. And I don't do playlists at all, but I've created a playlist for this, and the playlist was called, that's why I put the bins on. What on earth was it called? Where have I put it? Oh, there. YouTube and me. YouTube and with just an N, me. If you go in that, you'll see all the videos. If you do want to watch any of them, watch them and watch them in order. You'll have loads to say to me. Probably all negative to me, but I'll take it. Don't worry about that. But then again, there might be some of you with a sensible head on that'll absolutely adore a channel, but I might say something negative about that channel or presenter and say, well, he's right there. He's right about that. But he's still saying lots of great things, and I agree with what he's saying. You know, if I'm right, tell me on things. If I'm wrong, tell me. Be as nasty as you want to be, but there's no need to be nasty. You're going to get no mileage out of me if you're nasty. But anyone can comment on my channel. They'll be left on there. You won't get wiped. So, that's the series. There's 11 videos on there of 13 channels. I'm going to post this, what I'm doing now, on with them. Because this was nothing to do, the kickoff was nothing to do with the review of the channels. But it's come at such a time that it's brought other things into the mix. And it really, really has. And I've even done a video with my take on what's gone on. So I'm not going to go through that now because that's in part of the 11 videos as well. The kickoff and what my thoughts are on it is on one specific video and little bits of others. Because there's a few people, a few channel creators, a few people that own channels that have jumped on the bandwagon and jumped on the instigator side. And that's what they've done. Now, for those that don't know about it, I'm sure you all do, it's Rick from Just Rick complaining about the Map Master with a food review he's done in Tenerife. I think I know what the place is called, but I don't know because he's not mentioned the Map Master, although many knew it was the Map Master or the Night Rider, but it ended up being the Map Master. He's not mentioned the place. I think it's a place called Harriet's, but I don't know. Many people have been into comment sections. I looked again last night to see if he's become more open now. He's always said he doesn't want to mention the channel. He's always said he doesn't want to mention the restaurant, which I don't get. I sort of get why they do it, but I don't as well, because that's not being as honest as people say they're going to be. If you're going to call somebody out and say something, let people know who the person is, let people know the place. That's what I think. But we're all different. Not knocking him for that. But you've had people in his comment section days and days later, people that subscribe to him and that follow him and that believe in him and that love him, asked on numerous occasions, is it the Map Master? Well, I'd rather not say. Is it such and such a place? I'd rather not say. What's the name of the place? I'd rather not say. I don't think it's up there, the review. I can't find it. Is it still up there? Well, yes, I believe it's still up there, but I'd rather not say. And I don't get that. So I've seen this one of Harriet's and I think it's that, but I may be wrong. Nobody's told me what it is, so I don't know. But anyway, I thought what I'd do, just as a matter of interest, when I did a review on each channel, I said when each channel had started, this was a week ago, I got my figures. I said also how many subscribers each had got, and I let people know the size of my channel, how many I've got, just to give me a comparison with all the rest. Now, when I seen this video that Rick did, he started off with, and this is what my piece is about now, it took me a long time to get here, but I'm here now, I promise you. When he started off, he said, I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers with this, because he knew he was being, what's the word, confrontational, but that's not the word I'm after. I've wrote nothing down, I promise you, other than some figures here. He knew he was going to be poking the bear. He knew that. And he knew some would agree with him and some wouldn't. Him saying that, he thought he might lose a good few subscribers, because there'll be a few that subscribe to him and the Map Master. A few in his comment section have said that they subscribe to both. A few have said they don't follow the Map Master. A few have said they did follow the Map Master but stopped following him a while ago because he's changed and he's got too big. A few of them there I've noted last night when I was looking have said they were following the Map Master until this, but now we're fully on your side, Rick, so we're going to stop subscribing to the Map Master. There's been a lot said in his response video that Rick did last night. He did another video that came out yesterday where he's saying this and he's saying that. He said people are saying I'm jealous. Well, I'm not. People are saying I live in a dump. Well, I don't, and I can show you he doesn't, because we all know if we go to Tenerife, it's a beautiful place. People are saying I've only done it for the money, and to that end he's shown a screenshot. I think he's made $60 on the back of the video, which as of yesterday been seen by I think 12,000 people. And he said convert that to English, it's not a lot, and it's not, it's probably what, 53, 54, 55 pound. So he's saying he's not done it just for the money, and I do believe that. But what I want to get onto is this. I mean, when I did the first video a week ago, as I said, I told you what everybody, when they started and what subscribers they had. And Rick mentioned at the start of this video from last Saturday, Sunday it was, I think it was Saturday, I think it was a week today, I'll probably lose some subscribers. And I said when I reviewed Rick's channel, because it's one of the reviews I've done, I said I thought within a minute and a half, and I've got to correct myself there, because he didn't really start telling you what the video was about till more than a minute and a half in. But within a minute and a half of him talking about this other channel who he didn't name, and the fact that they'd done a bad food review on a restaurant that he thought was great, I thought within a minute and a half, you're not going to lose subscribers. You know you're not going to lose subscribers. And I'm laughing at it saying, you know you're not going to lose subscribers, because I've said on the review I've done on Rick's channel that I think he's a clever fella. And maybe I'm bumming him up too much, maybe he's not as clever as I think. But if he's as clever as I think, he knew he wasn't going to lose subscribers. And the reason for that is, although it's a little controversial and whatever else, he's also at the same time backing restaurants in Tenerife, backing businesses in Tenerife, and he's doing it for owners of businesses in Tenerife and on behalf of people that are coming over to Tenerife that might use these businesses and like them and think the world of Tenerife. So it's a subject that's going to garner some interest, lots and lots of opinion and debate, but many are going to come down on his side for that reason, and many are going to come down on his side because they're on his side already. They're watching his channel, they think the world of him, and if you look at comments about Rick about anything, you're great, you're fantastic, you're different than the rest, you cover different subjects, you're dead honest, you're dead genuine, you're dead truthful, you're dead... Those kind of people that think that of the channel creator aren't going to turn on him just because he's saying something that he believes is honest about another YouTuber and about somebody doing down a business in Tenerife. If anything, they're going to come on his side even more than they were before. So I'll just give you some figures and I'll go from... These are the channels we did. This is giving it away if you've not seen the reviews, because they're all on there on what did I say? It was YouTube and me. First we did Rick and Shelley, the Rick and Shelley channel. As of... they started off in September 2020. They had 8,460 subscribers. That was a week ago. As of last night when I did these figures, they had 60 more. I've got the wrong sheet. Oh, it's there. Good. I had the wrong sheet. They had 60 more. They've grown in 1 week by 0.75%. The next channel I did was Rate My Takeaway, nothing to do with Tenerife. They've got, that's the biggest channel that I watch, 659,000 subscribers. In the last week, they've had another 5,000. Sorry, they had 664. Went up to they had 659. I'm a fool. Went up to 664, an extra 5,000. That equated again to 0.75. It's a bit weird, there's loads on 0.75. The next one was a guy from that there Warrington who now and again goes to Tenerife and is a good mate of the Map Master called Jeff Carter. He had 51,100 and has gone up to 51,500. An extra 400 viewers, which comes to, you won't believe it, 0.75. The next one was Lucy, that's the Benidorm enthusiast, the only one I look at in Benidorm. She had 57,800, she's gone up to 58,000, an extra 200 viewers, which works out at 0.5%. She's not made as much as the rest. The next one was Kevin, Scotsman in Tenerife, 56,100, gone up to 56,400, a rise of 300, which equated to 0.5%, same as Lucy. The next one was the guy in question, the McMaster, the guy that did the restaurant review, the guy that got himself in trouble over it, the guy that said he'll never again go back to Tenerife. That's his want. I believe he meant it. I believe it's not clickbait. I believe he should go back, like I think Cole said from Cole's Place, but that's up to the McMaster. He had 146,000 at the time of the review. As of last night, it gone up to 147,000. Another 1,000 subscribers, which worked out, you're not going to believe this, 0.75% again. Number 7 was Darren John. That's Rick's best mate in the YouTube side of things as far as I know. He had 25,200 a week ago. He's gone up to 25,300, a rise of 100 subscribers. That works out at 0.4%. The next one was Daz Preston, a smaller channel like myself, another mate of Rick's, and jumped on the bandwagon on Rick's behalf with the reviews. He did his own video about it in the week. He went up from 1990 to 2,000. That's 10 extra subscribers, which worked out at 0.5%. It might not seem a lot, but it's 0.5%, the same as who did the Benidorm Enthusiast and Scotsman in Tenerife. They're just building from a bigger base, that's all, so he's not done that badly. The next one was Cole's Place. It went up from 3,750 to 3,780. That's an extra 30 subscribers. Here we go again, 0.75%. The next one was the Crapmaster. He went from 11,800 to 11,800. No movement. But as I said when I did the review on the Crapmaster, I think he uses his stuff more for business than for anything else. He doesn't post with regularity, and I believe he's got other sites on things like your Twitters, your Instagram, this, that, and the other. I've heard that when I've listened to Rick and Cole from Cole's Place, and I believe his sons do a lot of his social media for him. So he's not big on the YouTube. It doesn't really matter to him. The next one was Michael Levy Jr., that absolutely fantastic singer from there. He went from 2,530 to 2,520 in the last week. It dropped 10 people, which is 0.4%. Nothing too sad there at all. Because again, Michael, I think that he just does that for bookings and so people can see his side who want to book him and to see what kind of singer he is. That's what he does. And again, he doesn't everly post like most of these other sites do. And I'm not trying to embarrass anybody here at all. I'm really not trying to do that. I think when they get to the end of it, you'll know what I've done the thing for. I think some of you might know already. You might know where it's going. You might not. The next one is the Night Strider. The Night Strider went up from 71,400 to 72,100. A rise of 700, which is 1%. Of all the channels reviewed, that is the biggest jump in 1 week, a full 1%. When you consider the real biggies on there have only gone up 0.75, and the Night Rider's gone up 1%, he's done really, really well. Last but not least, is just Rick. That's Rick with his own channel there, that thought he might lose some subscribers when he did that video, which I thought within about a minute and a half in, absolutely no chance will you lose subscribers. I think you'll gain them. I posted it on a video, as I say, yesterday, day before. It's the last one I did in the 11-part series. If you watch it, you'll see why, because it tells you why right at the start of the video, why it was the last one I did, and it was nothing to do with the falling out that they've had. But Rick's channel went from 33,600 to 3,500, a rise of 140, which equates to a rise of 4.5%. So when you consider the biggest rise of all was the Night Rider at 1%, Rick's 4.5 looks pretty healthy. As I said, I'm not calling anybody at all or having a pop at anybody at all. It might seem that way, but I was pretty certain very early on Rick's channel would rise. I'm surprised it rise that much, but I thought it would rise. I think Rick thought it would rise as well, but I might be wrong. And that's basically it. My channel, by the way, just so as you know, when it started, when this whole thing started, I was on 1,274. I've gone up in 1 week to 13, as of last night, 1,309. 35 people, a rise of 0.275%. But I've been lucky. I just put a lot of stuff out there. I do a lot of videos per day, and it's come on the back of me posting about a couple of channels, and I've managed to get some subscribers from. I've just been lucky and nothing else other than that. But I'm pleased with that, 2.75%. But I put a lot of output out. I do stuff daily, and I'm only a small channel, so I think you do rise earlier as you're younger, you know, if you put your heart and soul into it. So that's basically it. But I thought that was something that was worth mentioning. I'll put it in the same series. What did I say it was called? YouTube and Me. And if people want to look at the figures, they can. I mean, they're all there. They're there for anybody to see. But I thought it was weird that on the back of somebody having a pop at somebody else and saying he's used clickbait and he's done a bad review for clickbait, and I'm not so sure he did do. I mean, Rick's two titles, that one and the one he did yesterday, both a bit clickbaity, but he admits that that's fine. But he's actually called another channel out and whatever else, and for his means, and they've always done things and whatever else. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm in both camps on this one. I really, really am. But it's not gone too bad for Rick, and I never thought it would. That doesn't mean saying he's done anything wrong, and I'm not saying I disagree with him putting the video out, because I don't, frankly, I don't. I'm not 100% sure I agree with him, although if you watch my video on Rick, it will say for the first 5 or 10 minutes I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. But then I see another side to the story, and I think it's nothing to do with jealousy, earning money, or anything like that. I don't think any of that. The things that people are levelling at him in his comments, the bad things, I don't agree with at all. I really, really don't. But I do agree with, I think Cole said at Cole's Place, really, Rick should be allowed to put out anything he wants to put out, but to that end, so should the Matmaster, so should Cole himself, so should anybody, because at the end of the day, it's all their own channels. And as I've said from the outset, if the review was of the place I think it was, and it might not have been Harriet's, they might have done it down a bit, but outside, they all said to a man, normally it's brilliant here, the breakfasts are brilliant, the Sunday dinners are brilliant, but maybe it wasn't Harriet's, I don't know, but if it wasn't, I don't know what the place was. But as I also said, I seen a review that they did at the Ginger Pig 2 or 3 days before this video came out. They all give 10 out of 10. They was raving about it. So I believe if you can be really effusive with your praise, you can also go the other way if you think something's deserving of it. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, I thought that was very interesting. Maybe others out there may do as well. They may not.